Welcome in, everybody. I am Dr. Painless, Dr. Painless Durst. Painless Durst depends on the day. But I try to go by Dr. Painless Durst. This is this is my take on the Starfield stream from yesterday, or 2 days ago, rather, when this video comes out. I restreamed it over on my Twitch. And I decided to upload it here onto YouTube. So this is me during my stream, and just kind of talking about the game, little impressions that I had of it. Mostly just trying to show that off and getting that exposure out there. Even though I know it's going to be a very popular game. With that, we'll get into the stream next, and I hope you all enjoy.
And now for the one more thing you've all been waiting for.
For a very long time.
Prepare for the most comprehensive deep dive we've ever done for the biggest game we've ever built. So sit tight and enjoy Starfield Direct.
Boop. Oh, I didn't realize there was a little countdown thing for it. I was busy at work yesterday, so I was watching it off and on, and then after work I watched it.
Hey everyone, thank you so much
What's
for
up, Todd?
joining us today, and welcome to Bethesda Game Studios.
Yes.
You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you.
No,
From
thank
the
you.
Elder Scrolls to Fallout, we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling of being who you want to be and exploring a new world, but set it in space, where you weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do? And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then with the games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio. We've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years.
So behind
But
the
it's still
caption
a
it says
Bethesda RPG
in-game footage.
through and through,
So
where you step into a new world and you get that
it's
feeling
not
of
animated.
unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world. It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice of where to go, it's not ours, it's yours. And it wasn't until now that we had the technology to create it. From the rocks at your feet, to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too. We realistically simulate the galaxy around you. Our next-generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
Fun fact, I just found out on Twitter last night that Nate Perkypile was lead lighting director, lead lighting person for Starfield up until he quit a few years ago to start making his own game. So that was really cool to see him mention that, and to see how the lighting is. Now, clearly he didn't polish the lighting, but he gave the direction for the lighting for somebody else to turn it into what it is right now. And I thought seeing that was really cool because I really like Nate. Um, didn't know of his existence, if you will, besides the Fallout 76. Uh, what was that? Was it the actual launch trailer? The launch reveal? He was wearing a Mothman shirt, and because of him wearing that Mothman shirt, I was stoked because, like, yes, people have heard of Mothman, but like he was wearing the apparel, and I've been a huge fan of him ever since. Like that was how I noticed him. But you could see that. I think I have a video up or something on my YouTube. Um, Hashtag socials, and that should get you there. Or exclamation mark socials, and that should get you to it. Um, if you're not watching on YouTube. Um, but yeah, he was when I noticed that, it was a big thing for me. So seeing him say that, like, he built a couple of the uh, cities here, or helped build some of the cities, and he was a lead light artist. Um, was really cool to see. But then he went on to also say that, like, it was really nice to be able to see how it developed from then to now, the game entirely. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of changes made that he didn't do and polished and all that stuff, but it was really cool.
We also have an all-new animation system. And of course, you can play it in third person, and you can play it in first person. We love exploration and rewarding it, but you do explore differently in this game given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources, do a mission, and maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
Nice. Some gunplay, which looks a lot better than it did last year.
We do love stuff and all of the items allowing you to pick everything up, and you can view all that in your data menu. This is the hub for everything you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits to food. We just obsess over the details, and food. We obsess over food. When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship. We have companions and crew you can take with you.
Vasco!
I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
And he can even say your name. Let's head out.
So Vasco being able to say your name is absolutely thrilling. Clearly, I'm gonna be honest, everybody. When this game comes out, my channel is strictly Starfield. I will probably have a offline uh character and a YouTube, or what is this, Twitch. I'll have like a streaming character. But when this game comes out, it's gonna be dope, and I'm gonna make sure when I meet Vasco, if he doesn't say my name, I'm I'm gonna delete the character and change it till he says my name. Um, that's just kind of how cool that's going to be for me, because I want to be able to let the computer, AI, chat GP, whatever they decide to use, I want it to be able to actually say what my name is. Um, like Dr. Painless, or Dr. Painless Durst, or Painless Durst, or something along that line. But yeah, that's exciting. Um, I was really hoping that that would happen because it sounded like the AI in the game should be designed to be able to do that. So when that happened, I'm like, yes. So let's keep going.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk. This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded and relatable.
For us, it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously, the NASA, which is the rigid, hard function over style, and then Punk, which is all about style.
You can see that visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home for you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch, a bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi, where everything is well used, worn, and lived in.
All right.
So this interior is awesome. There's so much detail to this. It's just unbelievable to me. The NASA Punk design, if you will, that they're pointing it, awesome. I am thrilled that's how they approach this. They're approaching it futuristically but modernized. I think that's how they mean by that. Like you're not going to see some Star Wars, Star Trek, really hardcore sci-fi things. You're going to see like what we foresee ships to be in the now when they happen. Not some weird crazy concept. So yeah, that's I think what they mean by that, and that was really really dope. Like you're not going to see a Death Star, you're not going to see crazy Star Trek like Enterprise style ships. You might be able to make something close, and hey, like all power to you, because there's something mentioned later, and we'll pause it there on that one too. But yeah, like how this just I'm so floored. But
Righty. What's the plan, Captain?
This is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations. Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource heavy. Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here, you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant ones. But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system, where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
okay, so I don't know if anybody else caught that. Bummel pointed out, he mentioned in this part of the galaxy. So there's like 1,000 systems or planets in this entire thing. If you see here, there's on just this section of the screen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So there's probably about 25 to 30 on just this part of the galaxy. So yeah, this game is massive. And I like the little attention to detail. Like he knows that there's gonna be barren system. There's gonna be barren planet. There's gonna be planets that you have to do stuff on. And it's really really cool how he has like that separation. With all of that, and the detail even. With the planetary chart, like the one that shows just the planet. And then you back it out, and it kind of shows just that system that the planet's in. Not nearly as detailed, and then you kind of have this overarching thing. Now he talks about using the grav drive here. the next sequence, you'll just see how that will work, and how it's pretty much, it's a load screen, but it's like an instantaneous load screen. Meaning it's quick, not this one didn't seem to take forever now. It could be because Alpha Centauri is a major system, and they didn't want load screens to be huge on that system. But there's basically an opportunity to have a load screen, and they did it right. Kind of like No Man's Sky, only this one was done great. Let's see if I. The detail, flipping switches and everything, like holy crap.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
I'm assuming the cargo scan is going to have to do with pirating. And if they find certain types of cargo, I don't know if they'll do like stolen cargo, but if they find certain types of cargo, they may say like, nope, you're a pirate. Which is really cool. I'm assuming that if they say no, they'll either attack you on the spot, or they may just like lock you from landing at the city. Again, don't know how that's gonna work, but it's great to find out. Just this little bit of detail to make you ask more questions. And they're probably not going to give us that information, because there's probably going to be no more information till launch day. A little stuttering here, which is fine. Like, I don't care.
As you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
It's the biggest city we've ever made, not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a Colony War memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
And this is awesome.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen as this mythical group. Most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The artifacts are so different, so alien, and I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god, look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan.
So real quick, there's an intelligence built outside outside of the system. I don't know if that means we'll see alien races or if it's going to be humanoid type races. Still, they still haven't answered that to entirety, except one of the designers, developers, they do go in later and mention there's aliens, but they're referring to creatures, and they were saying like, we don't want the aliens to look alien. We want them to look like they're meant to be on the planet, and I'll point it out.
The ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate. Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on. The Settled Systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
The creatures in this game, man, they're so awesome. And terrifying at the same time.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space. The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colonies. The city of Cydonia on Mars to this day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies.
Hours
Beyond
without
the United
incident.
Colonies' reach, you might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems. This is Freestar Collective Space. The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Root Inn is an Aquila City fixture.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now known throughout the Settled Systems as a pleasure city, where almost anything goes.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems to explore, but these areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
A new face? Is this the face of a brave runner here to challenge the Red Mile?
They think the galaxy is theirs. They are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
In Starfield, we're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
So, ready to get out there?
Absolutely I am.
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience. But the most important story is the one that you tell. I'm the type of person who spends hours in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system. We scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
We use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game, so any character you see almost always is a character you could make yourself.
Hey, come on, come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll be your starting point.
40 presets? Holy crap. That's
Your journey
awesome.
from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be. This new system has more to offer than ever before.
It's also the simplest character generation system we've ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings, it's a lot, but I think it's the most fun to use.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in. Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory.
I wanted to pause here because I wanted to kind of look over everything that's going on. Landed on combat medic, so that's interesting. That might be what mine is. I don't know. I'll have to look at it because cyberneticist sounds pretty dope. But give me a second. I'm gonna switch out earbuds here. Apologies if you hear big sound. Sorry, my earbuds were hurting. So combat medic is kind of important to me. Cyber runner, cyberneticist, probably cyberneticist more so, and then the professor. I don't know what Ronin is, and clearly there's a scroll bar, so there's probably more under Ronin. But out of what we can see here, probably combat medic and cyberneticist and professor. But combat medic says leave it to human beings first to fight over something as infinite as outer space. It's where you come in. You have never been afraid to take on the enemy, but you'd much rather take care of your friends. So look, you get a pistol certification, you get medicine, and you get wellness. So pistol certification, considering the popularity of the personal sidearm in the settled system, familiarity with such pistol for such weapons is often considered essential. Medicine, only through advancements in medical training, and technology has humanity been able to withstand the galaxy's many dangers. And wellness, by embracing an active lifestyle and good nutrition habits, one may improve their overall sense of health and even gain prolonged life expectancy. I'm assuming that's going to be a buff to your HP by saying life expectancy like that. But this is going to be like you've got biometric ID, body, face, background, and traits. This is an intense character creation, and I will probably literally spend an hour or two in it myself.
And start you out with 3 basic skills.
From chef to dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is gonna come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are
Okay, I want to pause that real quick while I let me flip back into this. I'm trying to change my volume real quick. Kind of loud in my headset. Okay. Boop. That back up and back over. Talk about this. So you have alien DNA, dream home, empath, and extrovert, freestar, collective settler, hero worshipped, introvert, kid stuff, neon street rat, raised enlightened, raised universal, serpent's embrace, space taskmaster, terraformer, United Colonies native, and still a little bit of a scroll bar here. So like raised enlightened, you grew up as a member of the Enlightened, you gain access to special chests full of items in the House of the Enlightened in New Atlantis, but lose access to the Sanctum Universum chest. Can't be combined with any other religion trait. Interesting. Let's see.
Optional, and they come with
Neon Street Rat, you grew up on the mean streets of Neon, you gained access to special dialogue options and better rewards from some missions in Neon. Crime bounty by other factions is greatly increased. Cool. But you can have 3 of them, and apparently, like this says, you gain some, you lose some. and you don't even have to have any of these traits. I'm thinking about doing probably Dream Home, right at first, maybe kid stuff, but definitely Dream Home or kid stuff or kid stuff, and then maybe something else related to like alien DNA and all that.
With their own advantages and disadvantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
By Vectera, by Vectera! Is it really, really you?
He'll join your crew and he'll give you gifts if you're willing to put up with his constant commentary.
I can't.
So I loved it when I saw this guy running up and I heard his voice. I was like, that's the dude from Oblivion. Like, that is him straight running to me right now. Like, what? And then, like, somebody I saw on YouTube had done, like, a comparison video. And, like, his hair's, like, kind of similar. Not quite the same. But how it's got the tapered mohawk type look. Yeah, blonde, like, everything. I was just like, they brought him back. This is awesome.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing.
It would kind of like being finding Maik the liar in something that's not a Khajiit type thing.
The same air.
I've got to have every molecule.
Creepy as
My
fuck.
favorite trait is kid stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet, and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them, I was able to get by without any issues.
There's another great one that gives you a damage buff when your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you. No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait, there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eye.
So it's really funny here in just a second. Like, you can remove traits too. Well, wonder how you can do that. He's going to say, we can't tell you, but to me, you're on the edge of a cliff right here, overlooking a, whatever. And they're like, you can do that too. I think what he means is that you can yeet this dude right off the cliff and kill him. But I don't know that for sure. But that's what it seems like, and it's really funny.
Off we go to another adventure.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
See? It's hilarious.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills. Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges associated with that skill. Challenges become increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks. With our 5 different skill trees and
So, rank system for skills, I think this is awesome. It's really it's really it's a great way to design skills. I'm kind of to the point that I don't like Skyrim's skill system because you rank it up as you use it, but it doesn't. You have to still go in and pick things and use skill points, where this is kind of like, from what I'm gathering, is you have challenges to progress the system. Like, so as you play, the more you use leadership, as this says, sprint. I don't know why sprinting 1,000 meters with an active follower. Okay, so it's like things that's related to, in this case, leadership. If you do that, companions gain 15% affinity. Gain it faster. Okay, cool. Like that's dope. But like, this system seems better than the other one. If physical, social, combat, science, and tech, I'm probably going to focus on science and tech. Not so much physical. I might do a little social. We're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see. And when they announced this game, this is what I thought was going to happen. They are going to just take this and just make it so much more than what any game we have ever seen is, and that's I'm still holding true to that, and that is why I'm so hyped for this.
4 ranks per skill. There's a lot to choose from.
I like the Xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
Okay, so here she's talking about the aliens thing, but you'll realize that she said aliens, but we have said alien here, but it's a creature, not a humanoid intelligence, if you will. When I say humanoid, I mean like bipedal, something that has human-like intelligence.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat. That one's a lot of fun.
That seems a lot of fun.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie, and then jumping out and springing on people.
Whenever possible, I like to talk my way through situations.
This area's off limits. Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player. I like doing the death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them. I like blowing stuff up.
So he's gonna mention a little bit later, but there's different play styles. I see myself boosting. I see myself throwing explosives on the ground as I'm boosting over, like that one guy did. I see myself doing the whole stealth thing. I also see myself talking my way through a lot of stuff. Like, just I hope there's a way to incorporate a lot rather than have to pick a play style and utilize that. Even if it's like a player, what's the words? Like retrading, if you will, like where you have to like put points back. Say you have to use points, which I don't think so, but like say you have to use points to unlock things. There's a way to get those points back to relock them and unlock something else, like reskill. It would be dope if we could be able to do that for cheap or free. Just because like maybe for a while on certain systems, maybe I want to do this whole run and gun thing. Maybe other systems I want to be that stealth character. Maybe in other systems I decide that I want to be, the diplomat, like talk my way through stuff. But hopefully it'll be all encompassing to where it depends on the situation on what I want to do. Like real life.
Exploration is a key aspect of all our games. In Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures. Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun. Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun. When you leave a planet and head into space, You'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and exploring derelict ships. It's all out there. Ultimately, it's about rewarding your curiosity, because whether it's on the surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship. Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown away by the amount of stuff you can do. You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship. And hire a crew to keep it up and running. And it all starts in spaceports. Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions, or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade everything you see here. And you have
Okay, so you get a starter ship. Cool. And then you can buy ships. I don't know how that's going to work, clearly. I mean, like, we don't know much about this. They don't go into it. But being able to design your ship, redesign your ship, put new weapons in, put new drives in, put new landing gears in. I've been dying for No Man's Sky to do ship customization. Maybe they can't because of this. But in No Man's Sky, when you scrap a ship, it does this. It blows the ship apart, and it says, these are all the things, like, here's all the pieces that make your ship whole. Clearly it says it here. Just go back just a tiny bit. I can pause it
cargo
at the right
missions,
spot.
or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes. You can customize and upgrade.
Oop, okay, so it has everything here: landing gear, bay, cockpit, weapons, your hab, cowling, which I don't know what that is, shield generator, easy docker, fuel tanks, grav drive, engines, and reactor. All of these things, clearly reactor's going to be important to power everything, your engines. Those things look like massive engines for the little tiny ship it is, especially since the grav drive is so much smaller than the engines. Look how tiny the fuel tanks are. I think weird is what I'm saying. Is like you've got the everything of all of that is super big, and then the fuel tanks are tiny. I am all about this. I will spend entire streams doing this. My big thing right off the bat is going to be figuring out how I can make money to do this. This has been my jam. Like in No Man's Sky, this is what I want to do. Sure, going around finding ships, yeah, that's cool, fine and dandy. This is like, let me tear a ship apart, put it back together the way I want to. Build a ship from the ground up. Like, not just buy a ship, but let me go to these spaceports and say, hey, I want you to build me a ship. This, and this is what I want. I think that's cool too.
Everything you see here. And you have two ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the shipbuilder mode. Here you can change anything, from the systems to the look and layout.
Oh god.
Adding a new habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall silhouette. An improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps. You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want. The parts you choose to build with don't just affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship. You can have modules for crafting or for storing and displaying your weapons. Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers
awesome.
bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship. From living quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms.
So what I'm interested in is, will all of the different manufacturers be compatible with each other? Like, I'm going to use Chevy and GM. You can't easily put a GM motor down inside of a Ford vehicle. You know, Dodge versus Ford versus Chevy. You can't interchange parts easily. Sometimes you can. You can do it. Sometimes, most of the time, you can't even do it. Like, let's say Ford versus Dodge wheels. Their lug nuts. I've lost my words. I'm sorry. Lug nuts. The axle spacing for your lug nuts and everything, they are spaced out. Each one is spaced out a little different. Some is 5, some is 6. So it's not just interchangeable. I don't know if that's like, I keep saying I don't know. It would be nice if they could all interchange to where maybe I like, you know, company X for cows, but like company B for the Hab versus company M for weapons. Like, is it all interchangeable, or do you have to, like, company X can only mount to company B and D, or you know, something like that?
Our modified Frontier is a practical ship, but with a little creativity, your ship can look like almost anything you want.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals. The HMS Platypus, as I called it, where it had like a giant tail to it. And we've done spiders, we've done mechs. So it's really whatever your imagination is.
And while you can build your home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
Ready to lift off when you are, Captain.
Engines ready.
The Frontier is fueled and ready, Captain.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts, as well as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew to your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run. And just like companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
He's designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like and give him a little personality.
It is a shame exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams. And now, let's take to the sky.
We're putting you in the cockpit of your very own spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers. Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous, and you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons. It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system. Boosting power to your engines will make your ship faster. Powering up the ground drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump. And moving your power to your weapons and shields means you're ready for a fight. You should always be on your toes because you're not alone out there. Unlocking the targeting control system skill will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target.
So it's like VATS.
After destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit. You can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap. But you can also take a more personal approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship. Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours. Add it to your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport. But space is way more than fighting for your life.
So what I just noticed is you can have up to 9 ships. I don't know if that's unlockable, if you have to buy it, like what that is, but at the top of the screen. Yep.
Vessel and boarding their ship. Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours.
Oop, right here. Ship 3 of 9. Right there. That's really cool. It's neat how they have names and everything, but I was kind of wondering if you'd be able to have like a fleet, and if that in that fleet, is it like squadrons? Like, can I have a couple of fighters piloted by crew members to follow me around in my freighter, if you will? Like, kind of sounds like you can by calling fleet, but also fleet is like ships to choose from. So maybe I want a fighter, maybe I want a freighter, maybe I want, an explorer type ship, a miner, things like that. And then maybe you have to choose from those ships, or, like, hey, in ship X and Y, I want these 2 people so they can fly around and kind of protect me, if you will.
To your fleet and retrieve it at any spaceport. But space is way more than fighting for your life. Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these
This is really cool.
yards.
I like this.
Walk the halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
A civilian in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper ship, one worthy of you.
Maybe you'll dock with a gigantic battleship, like the UC Vigilance. Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars. There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info, or maybe
Oh,
even
that's so
attack
cool.
piracy.
Let's do this. When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm gonna board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, you know, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches. I don't want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness of space.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own. The thing I love most about Starfield is that it is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then, realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests, and it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers, breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder, and sometimes a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
Hey everybody, we've shown you so much stuff, but we thought we'd just take a little break and show you something a little bit different. You know, we put so much detail into our game worlds,
I could skip
and we love
this,
the
but I'm not going
opportunity
to.
bring that into the real world with our collector's editions. And for this game, we've done a watch. It is the Constellation Explorer's Watch. This is the watch that you actually get in the game that acts as part of your HUD, where it's the compass and then environmental information. It connects to your phone to give you notifications and other information, and we've also designed this really cool case that it comes with, Istvan.
Yeah, we really took as much care and designed this case as we did the watch. Our attention to detail in the game totally translates to this. Inspired by the cases that the astronauts used during the Apollo era to bring back samples from the moon. It's got an intricate locking mechanism, authentic, heavy, comes with a Constellation patch, NATO strap, and the overall functionality and believability of this as something that would exist in the world, in the Starfield universe.
Oh, and hey, take this. You'll find it very useful out there, and it even tells the time.
We actually have something else. Now that we're part of Xbox, we get to work with the amazing people on the Xbox hardware team, and together we have created this custom limited edition Starfield controller. It's awesome. It is now, you know, our favorite controller.
We love this because it's inspired by the actual controls of your spaceship. And not only that, we've created the first ever custom headset with Xbox. And this is a perfect pairing with that controller.
Control, this is Constellation Starship Frontier. All ready to start on your signal. Steady till ready. Coordinates input. Plotting jump course. Guidance has converged. Getting auxiliary reactor power. System checks are green across the board. Prepare for departure. Grab jump commencing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'd love to get my hands on that controller. Gosh. That controller is so dope. I tried to look it up. I can't order it.
Every
It's
one of
out.
our games, we always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds. But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets and the quiet ones. Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore. Our system builds a planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter, ore and plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
Aggressive creatures have been disrupting our experiments. Their habitat isn't far from here. If you could take care of them for us, we would be in your debt.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet, whether you want to explore and see what you can find, harvest resources and be on your way, or simply take in the views. With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment. We didn't want alien monsters, we wanted native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
I think that one's dope looking.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere. Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting and color to really make it feel more cinematic.
Yo, what's up, Nolan?
After some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp. Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can toggle between on-foot building, or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
I think this idea is awesome because I've always hated the you're on the ground and trying to design like camps on like Fallout 76 and your other your house not so much in Elder Scrolls, but like being able to look down and seeing what your house looks like or what your camp or your hab looks like is really cool. Only got about 10 more minutes of this and it shouldn't take too long. So I'll get with you when I'm done, man. But being able to do this Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like the building, how everything has been so far in Bethesda games. You've kind of been on the ground where you can pan the camera up and kind of look around. But the way this is more like skylines. It's more like um, the one that I'm used to, Roller Coaster Tycoon, if you will. You get to see how the layout's going to be before you actually place it. And sometimes with like old with Fallout games, you had to place it and then be like, oh, that looks like crap, and then demolish it and retry it. Like doing this, you can see, okay, that's how this piece fits in with this as far as the top-down view goes. Awesome, awesome. So some of this gives me No Man's Sky vibes, especially the glass rooms like that. That one that they literally just showed, and I'm not going to try to go back on it on this one. That's kind of your rooms in No Man's Sky where you grow plants, which is what that looked like. It was like you're in a circular room where you're growing a plant, kind of like a greenhouse. Um, but like this, there's just so much. Like even this screenshot right here, like you've got, it looks like little landing pads, kind of. I don't know what these circular things are, but they look like landing pads. Um, like there's so much detail in just that in of itself. Like everything that I've seen here is detail, detail, detail. You can see like over on, I use my mouse here, over on this thing right here, you can see like the little holes of like rivets or bolts or whatever. Like you don't need that. Like you did not need that in this game, but you did it. You did it. Like so much detail. And like even like looking at it, you can see the lines of like how the sheet metal has been put together. The creases of like the different like panels thrown together, not just like weld seams. Like here looks like a weld seam, but here you can clearly tell that these are creases of different parts put together. It's just, it is absolutely insane.
Add crafting and research stations in your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels, different ammunition like explosive rounds. All you stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor.
Boom! Love it.
You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
I think it's always a delicate balance between
Hatchet.
like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
With
Gosh,
Starfield,
it's so
we've
cool.
completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid. It just feels great.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before.
So like you can see the design of the weapons, and they're so freaking detailed, and like having all these different mods, being able to research more mods. Obviously, like I'm a person, if I'm going to use a ballistic weapon, I want a suppressor on it because I think that's how I'm going to do my playstyle. Unless I have like a shotgun. If I have a shotgun, just let me go in guns blazing. Like I'll probably, when you can take over a ship, like was mentioned earlier, when I land and board it, I'm probably going to pull out like a shotgun to use because it's that close combat, or maybe an SMG. But like that's kind of what I was thinking, was like shotgun. Um, but like you can have explosives, you can blow shit up. It's like the play styles is going to be insane. Like if you want to try this, you can do it. If you want to throw out a grenade here, instead of pulling up this looks like a shotgun, but I can't tell right away, with it being paused. If you want to pull out this shotgun, blast them, cool. If not, you've got this explosive case in front of you, and you can see that because it's radioactive. Plus, you have this 3 right here, which means that in the diamond, it's very hazardous, fire hazard. Just you throw a grenade out, you could potentially blow that up as well. So you're focusing, like you see that, and you're like, oh, I can't do that because if so, I'll blow this up. Who knows off screen, like over here or behind you, what that explosion of the grenade plus this behind you can do. It's like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't do that, but like I see that, mark, and I'm like, oh, I better not because explosive. Technically, I think that biohazard thing should be down there in the white, but we're not going to get into that. Even the screen showing everything you can add to the weapons and everything else looks great. Absolutely. See, I can just get back just a tiny bit, right? Right. I'm missing it. I don't want to get back too far.
Find or already have.
I think I went back further than I wanted.
Your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights.
Yeah, so like here, this kind of looks like a actual battle rifle. Yeah, rifle. Hey, look at that. And you got this little drum magazine here. I don't understand quite so much of the extra plastic, but like you've got a receiver, you've got internal, it says no mods, which I'm sure that's going to be like a boosted ballistics, optics. There's iron sights. I'm sure you can add sights. I'm sure you can add like a laser sight. Magazine and battles, battery. Oh, battery. So that would be like if it's a laser weapon or mag weapon or something. But like probably right here you can add a grip. Like this one looks like the little triangular grip that's like on the ends of ARs. But you could probably change it to an actual handle. It's just so freaking much.
Lights and scopes, larger magazine.
Up there in the corner. Everything. Oh yeah, like right here, it looks like you've got all the different mods that you can install, where you can install versus maybe what you have available to install. But then over here, you've got your damage, you've got type of ammo it is, the rounds, like how many rounds you have versus mag size, fire rate, accuracy, range. That's kind of typical stuff. But then down here, you also have value. You have mass. I wonder if mass, think of yeah. Think of a muzzle brake, which I don't see. I mean, that would be your muzzle brake, but I would think the muzzle brake would be on further out right here. But maybe that's saying that the only thing that can be changed, or maybe the only thing that you have available to change is a muzzle brake. Like there's nothing else down here. It's just all blank. It just says muzzle brake right there. But like mass on a weapon, the heavier a weapon, the less recoil there is. So like that's why big huge bear at 50 cal, it weighs like 50, 60 pounds. It's massive, it has a heck of a kick, but it's not terribly bad because it is heavy. And that heaviness kind of helps slow down recoil. I wonder if this is the same. Now it does say 1 of 7 mods, so I'm assuming there's 7 different types of mod slots you can have. But I wonder, let's say, can't think of anything. So I wonder, like here, if I wanted a melee, like you have your grip, but like also if you wanted a bayonet on it, I wonder if you can have 2 in the same thing. Oh, yeah, it's probably something to do with encumbrance, but they never mention uh inventory in this at all, which hey, it's whatever. There's stuff that you need to learn on your own. I'm game with it, whatever. But yeah, that's you're probably right. It probably has to do with inventory versus actual thing. But why is it so detailed? 4.55 for mass. Like, why is it not just like 4 or 4.5? Why is it 0.55? Like, you're getting into like very, again, very detailed, specific things.
A selection of grips and barrels. Different ammunition like explosive rounds.
Terrafluorides. It's just so
All you
good.
stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor.
Absolutely. Again.
You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
Boop.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's
Ooh,
more dynamic,
cryo
the
rounds.
animations are more fluid. It just feels great.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before.
God, it's so freaking awesome. Grenade launchers.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when
machine
engaging
guns.
in combat. You
This
may
looks
need to
like
switch
a-
things up based on your environment.
Yep, I'll have one of those weapons.
Gravity is different for each planet, and boost packs are excellent for getting around. And for giving you an edge in combat. Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying. Zero gravity environments pose a different
Oh
challenge.
my gosh.
Firing a ballistic weapon in zero G
This.
will actually push
This.
you backwards. Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
I will 90% of the time probably be using a mag weapon. I just, their design of that is really cool. I also like the laser. You know, in real life, the only thing we have is actual. In real life, we only actually have ballistic weapons. We don't have these fancy weapons for people. So that's why, like in games, I really love using energy, like the energy stuff, or the non-ballistic. But like these mag weapons, holy crap! Like all the different barrels, like that thing looked like it had 25 barrels on it, but in like a 5x5 square. Just all of this, man.
Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists,
boom,
or you like
I
more
like that.
compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns, or maybe you prefer something bigger.
Boom. Yes. Give me a minigun.
Starfield's
That's
got you
interesting.
covered.
Ooh. So it just showed you there looks to be like 3 to 12 different weapons you can have favorited. I don't know if that's weapons only or if that's going to be like your stim packs and that kind of thing too. But like all of the different guns that they just showed there, like just that, even if that's all the guns that's in the game, those different guns that they just showed there, that's more weapons than probably Fallout and Elder Scrolls combined having. Insane. Ooh. What is that? Oh. Enemy Vascos. Holy shit! That dude just got yeeted right over there.
Thanks again for being with us today. We are just so grateful that you've taken the time and spent it here. I know there was probably a lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here.
I don't know.
We're
It's
always
just,
sharing these unique and special moments
it's Todd.
that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really is the people here.
Oh, they got a mini
This
nuke.
game is a
Ah,
reflection
that'd
of
be
the
dope. I'd love to have a mini
incredible
nuke on my
and passionate
desk.
team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
So much.
Creatures, the exploration,
Look
every
at
biome is
that.
different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rock star photos.
I just love that constant feel of discovery and wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every time you step out on a planet, it's a unique experience.
You spend all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
audio design,
planets, the day-night cycle.
Those details matter to me.
Diplomacy, exploration, freedom, the ending.
Beskap, obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher, brain
What? Brain sprout. This.
Some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know it's right, Ben.
That thing is awesome.
Most about the game is the freedom to be who
I'd
you
love to
wanna
have it
be,
like a
do what you
3D
wanna
printed
do.
thing.
It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
Real quick, so the whole premise of the story here is to find that artifact, and there's intricate rings and everything. Back in the day, they used to have those rings as like a paperweight or a desk decoration. That's like the actual little tiny rings. They better come out, a company better create those rings to be able to do the same thing. Like it says on it, like whatever the name of the artifact is and all of that, and just whoop, there. And it's interesting because I just thought of it. Bethesda, circular. You know, that's their logo. There's rings, circular. Vault doors, circular. Kind of cool how they have the.
On behalf of all
Yeah.
of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your
You
own
have
special moments.
no idea, Todd.
Let's go. Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
With that, that concludes my restream, if you will, of the Starfield showcase, and some of my thoughts and everything about what I got to see. Super excited for the game. I said it over and over during the stream, but I'm super excited for the game. I can't wait till September 6th, hopefully, because of me being able to pre-order the collector's edition. Hopefully it'll be September 1st. But we'll see what GameStop does with getting it to me in the mail. But with that, I hope you all have a great day. If you like this, obviously like the video, follow. Sorry it's so long. If you want to follow me for any of my other content, there should be my link for my link tree with all of my socials and everything down below. And with that, have a good one, everybody.